I had an idea for a mental computer once, and the idea was to make copies of me acting like different participants of information processors, to where I made 500 of my own cells in a loop to take on orders to copy a specific file, word choice, not all for all, each one to add a little bit different part of text to the file, so each one will have a different version of the story. Take away a couple of words, add a couple of words, add a couple of letters, add a couple of numbers. And by way of pure like accidental chaos or control chaos, one can assume that eventually these copies will become answers to riddles and questions and equations. So I worked out a way to make a flowchart that allows for each one of these copies of myself to make a different version of what I'm saying. Add a little word at the end of it, each one knowing which one was already taken, and notify each one that it was already taken. And then the original would be copied 500 times in a row. The reason for 500 is because of functions that are in the program that I created. But it has to be a lot in a row, otherwise it doesn't stand out and compete against others because there's no seriousness value of choosing an ultimate dedication idea. Once move on to that one file being finished, flowchart tells them to do another version of the same kind of phrase, only different. Still different from the original 500, and still different from the original version I said, but using the basic core text that I gave it. Making one more copy and going on at least 1,000 different copies of the same sort of different indifference of the original text. I worked out a system where each one could use samples of my modules for different versions of the same story. So once 1,000 are satisfied, each of these authors, each having their own font, each having their own number system, which all their names are on their own fonts, so the brain remembers exactly which author said which thing at which time. 500,000 things in any particular stretch of imagination are collected in the one study. 500,000 possibilities of different versions of the same story, allowing for each one to be read 500 times in a row, to which one of them will have the obvious next best answer, and rotating around to saying yet another phrase that will announce them all to do the same thing repetitively again, quantitatively making an answer machine that can't be stopped and keeps rolling and making itself better.